What screams I'm poor but pretend I'm rich? The new trend of keeping your tags on your designer brand things. Heavy jewelry. Coach and LV purses, most of them are fake. Expensive sneakers. Grills and saying you're rich. Driving a car you can't afford. Gucci slides. When you show off credit cards and their benefits/material they are made of. A few people I know talk about their Amex cards like they are hot shit, but in reality, it's a effing credit card. Half the BMWs or brand new cars on the road. The other thing I'll do to add a few zeros to my paycheck is use my imagination. Be buying my second house later this week. Smiley face. Gucci belts. A male having fancy sneakers. Lexus of any kind. BMW from the 90s, Mercedes-Benz from 1985 to 2005. They all scream I have a fancy car but couldn't actually afford any new ones, so I settled on this 20-year-old model that is barely functioning that was only $10,000 or less. Quads, jet skis, dirt bikes and snowmobiles for each family member and a toy hauler. Most people are massively in debt to have those toys. They eventually get sold in the divorce. At least in my experience. Also, my mom works in finance and says most people who are buying that kind of stuff have massive debt to income ratios and everything financed at ridiculous rates because of it. Taking a picture in front of luxury model vehicle, posting it's Siam from Botan, but both of your parents were doctors, married, and you lived in a house with 6 bedrooms and a 5-car garage, smiley face. Conspicuous designer labels. It's hilarious that people/influencers who buy things with designer motifs and labels all over them think that they're flashing some kind of wealth. In actual fact, they're buying into the sad/trashy end of whatever label they've chosen. People who can actually afford to dress regularly from designers generally don't go about flashing the labels or buying things that scream about what they're wearing, because it's utterly trashy and tasteless. As cliche as it sounds, wannabe rich or poor people flaunt whatever and everything it may be, while the rich live their life as usual, as I'm guessing they don't need to prove a point, since they're focused on their financial gain and venture. Gangnam Style is literally about this. Gucci belt. I always seem to see people flying Spirit with Louis Vuitton bags at LAX. Rims. BMW 3 Series. Supreme. iPhones or any new Apple product. BMWs or other luxury cars parked in a trailer park. A souped-up car. Having Apple brands as your personality. A BMW. Fossil watches. Wearing the Supreme brand. Florida. Making fun of Android users. Being rude to waiters. Endless purchases of luxury goods that depreciate. Fake designer bags. Pictures of your car. Rich people have Lambos and Dgaf. Cars are the first place poor people stay poor. Wearing upscale brand clothing with the brand name displayed visibly. Chrysler 300C with a fake Rolls-Royce ornament. Being concerned about brand names and not comfort or function. Just because a product has a recognizable name or is associated with the rich doesn't mean it will work for you. I bought Skechers socks, so soft and I love them. Now Skechers isn't a super high-end brand, but it's well known enough. My sister made fun of me because my husband makes decent money, but apparently I'm buying poor people's socks. My sister lives in a converted shed and doesn't have a job. But she has a bunch of name brand shoes and socks and clothes because her BF buys them for her. Humans do. Talking endlessly about all the money you have. Constantly taking selfies while trying to expose the iPhone logo as much as possible to every single reflective surface they can find. Letting everyone know how much you made in a month. Here in Miami, owning a Mercedes C300. Gold chains, showing money, basically anything ghetto. Like the saying goes, don't wear your money. The wealthy don't spend their time thinking about what to wear. I've seen a kid wear a Gucci belt. At a public school. Mortgages. Guy in my town lives in Section 8 housing but drives a Lamborghini Spider. If you buy an iPhone, 'cause there's no other reason to do it, they are awful. Having only 3 to 5 shirts, all big names like Champion, Supreme etc. Theodonis out did a video a while ago about how you're only paying for the brand to have the appearance of money when, in reality, you're the only one giving that brand power over yourself. Donald Trump. I flex a VR headset I own. Kisler 300. Having a better car than their living area. 3 Series BMW. Telling people how much you spent on things. Constantly. Oh, you like my haircut? You better, it cost $800. Single wide trailer but 22s on the Escalade. Jordans. Expensive clothes but a DIY haircut. Woman getting haircut, woman getting haircut, woman getting haircut. Owning a vehicle that makes way too much noise. Expensive car parked in front a shitty, rundown, small house. Having the new iPhone. The word for this is trans-economic. It's when you're poor but identify as rich. Unfortunately, it's too pervasive in society and really only reinforces a false image of what wealth truly looks like. Happiness. Louis Vuitton. Being a sneakerhead. Vanilla ice cream. iPhones. Going outside, screaming I'm poor but pretend I'm rich, then walking back inside. A new pair of Jordans. iPhones. PPP loans. Buying a brand new vehicle. Drinking with your pinky up. Buying GME. Burger King Crown. Buying Gucci or Supreme shirts. I don't know, but I know what screams asshole though, making Reddit posts to punch down on people who have less than you. Flying first class. Not always the case, but I know plenty of people who live paycheck to paycheck and refuse to fly economy. It's not an issue because people can spend their money how they want, but it still makes me chuckle. iPhone. I feel like you can tell when somebody spent at least half of their paycheck on a single article of clothing, i.e. a purse, jacket, or shoes, and the worst part about it is that you can't tell them that they're making a fool of themselves without starting an argument, since they have already justified spending that much money on a single thing in their head. Gucci belts. Wearing expensive clothing with brand logos all over them. It's so awkward, dude/etta, you're basically paying them to advertise for them / face palm. Hood home. Which has been defined to me as a home that is dirty, poorly furnished, possibly bugs, and the people who live there are dressed in all designer shit. From hats to sneakers. Oh. I can't forget the big screen TV and no furniture to sit and watch it. There is a guy in my neighborhood with an older rundown house but a brand new yacht jammed into his driveway. Gotta have priorities in life. iPhone 5 in 2021. BMW. Photoshop. Driving a new lowest trim Mercedes or BMW. Real rich people get a high-spec, poor people with a 96-month loan get the lowest trim. Paying for your phone in monthly payments. Buying a $4,000 mattress, with financial aid, in a one-bedroom apartment you share with your mom while she pays the rent. My Sil's brother and his wife went with the rest of the family on holiday and traveled first-class flights, trains and hotel suites. The rest of the family traveled coach and regular trains and hotels. This couple boasted the whole trip about comfort. Turns out they charged everything to their credit cards, and couldn't keep up with the payments, and the husband's dad had to bail them out. The same dad who was also on the same trip but traveled coach. Yeezy. Former friend would brag how much smarter he is than everyone and he has enough money to retire right now, which was 29 at the time. Truth is, he is really smart and does have a lot of money. Guess what he doesn't have anymore? Friends. Not saying being smart and rich will result in having no friends, just don't be such a fucking muppet about it. He got choke slammed out a door by a girlfriend of a friend at a Christmas party. No one went to check on him. Being part of MLM. Buying a Maserati used. Most of those people can't handle replacing the tires. I'm sure they're making payments, but the upkeep on those is insane. Even on something as pedestrian as the Quattroporte, which is Maserati first sedan. Naming your children things like Lexus. Leasing an expensive car you can't afford. Eating Maccas on benefit day. A leased Mercedes CLA or BMW 3 Series. Buying anything for the purpose of signaling status, like a Louis Vuitton/Gucci bag, or sports cars like Ferrari. Real rich people do not feel the need to prove to anyone they're rich.